Keep pounding, Panthers Nation. The kind of update that eases the weight off every fan's shoulders after another rough stretch. You know that feeling when the hits keep coming on the field and off it, leaving the whole locker room in a haze? Well, something just broke through the clouds in Charlotte, and it's got the faithful breathing a little easier. The Carolina Panthers kicked off their practice week with the usual injury buzz, but this time, there's a silver lining that's hard to ignore. If you're part of this crew, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and join the conversation. This community runs on real fans like you. Now let's cut to the chase, the man at the heart of all this, Rico Dowdle. Yeah, the running back who's been carrying the load for this offense, the one who's become the pulse of every drive. For the second straight week, he sat out Wednesday's practice, and man, that had hearts sinking across the Carolinas. Last week it was precautionary after that brutal battle in Green Bay, where Dowdle took some real punishment. But Sunday against the Saints, he washed his usual self, looking a step slow, a bit tentative. The defense deserves credit, sure, but you could tell something was off with our bell cow. The good news rolling in from Steve Reed of the AP, Dowdle's expected back on the field tomorrow. That's the kind of report that lights a fire under the whole team. Losing him would be catastrophic. This offense is already scraping by, and without his vision, his burst, they'd be in freefall. His workload skyrocketed lately, and those nagging tweaks are no joke for a vet like him. But the staff's playing it smart, treating him like the asset he is. Panthers fans, you remember how we started this season. High hopes after that offseason glow-up, but the losses piled up, and now we're staring down a must-win in Atlanta to keep those playoff dreams flickering. Dowdle's status isn't just a footnote, it's the storyline. If he's good to go, we can unload on the Falcons, get that revenge angle flipped. Keep pounding, that's the mantra, and with Dowdle potentially locked in, it feels like we might just do it. But it's not all smooth sailing. Joining Dowdle in the did-not-practice club were Lathan Ransom and Trevin Wallace. Ransom's coming off hand surgery, but he could be back for the game, fingers crossed on that timeline. Wallace. He's week to week, which stings for the depth. Then there's Derek Brown, limited but not sounding alarms. The big man's issue is minor, and he's slated for full practice tomorrow. That's huge for the D-line. Without him anchoring, we're vulnerable. Think about it heading into Atlanta, where the Falcons are hungry after that 30-0 embarrassment we handed them earlier. They want blood, but if our key guys round into form, we can match that fire. The injured reserves got some heavy hitters sidelined, sure, but the core is holding. This week's about resilience, about grinding through the bumps. Dowdle's return would be the spark, the one that reminds everyone why we bleed black and teal. As the practice reports trickle in, the tension builds. Fantasy managers are glued to their phones, but more importantly, us fans are too. We've been through the ringer, from Bryce Young's struggles to the defensive lapses, but moments like this, they rebuild the faith. Tomorrow's session will tell the tale, but right now, the vibe in Charlotte is cautiously optimistic. Keep pounding indeed. Diving deeper, let's unpack what Dowdle's been dealing with. That Green Bay game, it was a war zone, physical, relentless, the kind that leaves bruises you feel for weeks. Dowdle fought through it last time, but the coaching staff isn't taking chances. In a league where one tweak can derail a season, caution is king, especially for a back who's become our offensive identity. Without him, Chuba Hubbard steps up, but it's not the same dynamic. Dowdle's elusiveness, his ability to turn a 2-yard gain into a house call, that's irreplaceable right now. The Saints game exposed it. He averaged under 4 yards a carry, fumbling the ball once too. Was it the matchup? Partly. But that underlying soreness was whispering doubts. Now with Thursday's practice on deck, all eyes are on how he moves. If he's crisp, explosive, we're golden. The Panthers can't afford to trot out a half-speed back against a Falcons run defense that's feasting lately. Shifting to the defense, Derek Brown's limited tag is more housekeeping than headline. The guy's a monster 2023 sack leader, run stuffer extraordinaire. A minor issue won't sideline him long, expect him to be a full go by Friday. That stability up front lets the secondary breathe, especially with Ransom questionable. Hand surgery's no picnic, but if he suits up, it bolsters the back end against those Atlanta receivers like Drake London, who's been torching secondaries. Trevin Wallace's absence hurts the linebacker core, no doubt. Week to week means we're thin there, relying on vets to step up. But the overall injury report, it's manageable. No season enders popping up, which is a win in this grind-it-out stretch. The Panthers are 3-6, teetering on the edge of irrelevance, but a road W in Atlanta could flip the script. It de-avenge that shutout loss, keep us in the NFC South hunt, and push us back toward .500 for the first time since early days. Fans, this is where the heart comes in. We've watched the highs that upset over the Bears and the lows like the blowouts to the Giants and Bucks. Through it all, the Bank of America Stadium roars keep pounding, a nod to the resilience that defines this franchise. Dave Tepper's investments are paying dividends on the field, but it's the fans who fuel the fire. Imagining Dowdle bursting through the line in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, silencing the home crowd, that's the vision keeping hopes alive. Playoff odds are slim, yes, sitting at under 10% by most metrics, but stranger things have happened. Remember 2017. Or the miracle runs of old, one game at a time. If Dowdle practices clean and Brown locks down the middle, we've got a shot. The offense needs rhythm, Bryce Young needs protection and playmakers. Dowdle delivers both. As we wrap this up, remember, football's a marathon full of twists. This week's news started grim but trended positive. Panthers Nation, hold that line. Keep Keep pounding through the doubts, the injuries, the what-ifs. Subscribe if you haven't. Let's build this community stronger. Drop your thoughts. Will Dowdle play? Can we steal one in Atlanta? The conversation's just starting, and it's fans like you who make it roar. Until next time, keep the faith, black and Carolina blue.